Buongiorno, buonasera, benvenuti amici, welcome my friends. My name is Vincenzo and welcome to my channel, Fountain Pen Therapy. You know what, once in a while you order a pen, and I really ordered this pen just for the channel, you know, because as you know, I do want to give some attention to the Chinese market. So anything that comes out of interest, be it Hongdian, Mahjong, Wing Sung, Asvine, etc., you know, I buy it and for my viewers, and I'll let you know whether it's worthwhile or not. So when I ordered this pen, I wasn't expecting very much, I've got to tell you, but I was pleasantly surprised. The pen is this N25, Hongdian N25, Year of the Snake. Just an absolutely, it's a work of art, I've got to tell you. I really like this pen. I like its build, I like its design, so spoilers alert, I find nothing wrong with this pen. But stick around, I'll tell you why. Am I exaggerating? Perhaps, but that's my opinion, right? And I'm doing this, so I'm entitled to my opinion. But let me know, once you've reviewed this, if you do purchase it, and you have the pen, let me know, was I right or wrong? Stay tuned. Here is the Hongdian N25 Year of the Snake Limited Edition. Okay, so we're here with the pen. One thing's for sure, the first thing you notice about this pen is that it is much girthier than the pictures would leave you to believe. And it is certainly much nicer than what you are led to believe. I really thought that this was going to be kind of a pretty ordinary, but man, was I wrong. The heft, the girth, the weight, the decorative engravings and trimmings are just gorgeous, to the point where I really don't know where to start. But let's start, I guess, with the finials. So of course the finial, well, you see the snake motif is there, certainly. And I love this green, by the way. I think I prefer this green over the blue. We just have too many blue pens, and you see like kind of a green emerald there. So quite ordained, the ear of the snake, of course. Then look at this clip. I mean, I think the clip is beautiful. It really is. Very different, very ordained. It's got some really sharp relief. The other finial is just as decorative, as you can see. Nice finial there. Almost glass, to the point where it takes on the reflection of whatever color is reflecting on it, which I think is a nice touch. Then you got that band around the bottom of that finial. And of course, there's a piston filler, so this is the piston knob. The center band, you see Hongdian there, then some engraving, and then you have N25 right there. I think that's just exquisite, but take a look at the barrel. I mean, the barrel is almost 3D. It's got this beautifully deep engraving with kind of a resin, clear crystal resin over it. It's just, I think it's gorgeous. I really do. Now, you know, some people might think that this is over the top, but so are Monte Grappas. This is kind of in the Monte Grappa style, you know, where they take it one step further. Take a look at that. Deep, deep, deep crystal clear resin. And you see underneath the engraving. I think it is absolutely exquisite. The pen opens. Let's just see how many turns. 1. So almost 1.5, just short of 1.5. Put the cap aside for a while. This section is, first of all, the pen is quite comfortable, and the weight of this section makes it, you know, very, very comfortable. A little bit, I guess, a little bit on the short side, because this pen, I don't think posts. As you could see, it's just too loose there. Unless I'm missing something, it doesn't post. So the pen has to be used this way. But in my view, and this section is, you would think would be slippery, but it isn't at all. The threads here are completely smooth. There's just a little bit of an edge there. You know, the cap finial, or the piston knob is well integrated. Everything is really, really sharp. Take a look at that nib. Of course, it's got the Hongdian. It's got the serpent motif on it. I'm hoping that this nib is a fine. I'm hoping, and with that new feed, I'm just hoping that it is flexy or bouncy, the way it should be. But look at the finish where the nib is. I think it's just fabulous. Now, let's take a look at inside here. I'm going to take my and we'll see what we see. Do we see anything of interest in there? Maybe the camera's not picking it up here, but there we go. There is a chamber there with a little step down. So I'm really hoping that it will be, no drying issues. But again, I mean, take a look. I think what I'm going to do is let me cap it, put some light to it, because, yeah, I'm just fascinated by that. Take a look at that. I mean, that is a beautiful, beautiful pen. Some people don't like this, because it's a little bit over the top, but I think it's just absolutely, absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. So there you have it. Let me just see. Yeah, so that's, wow, I'm just fascinated by it. That's very, very nice. So we'll change camera angles, and we'll take a look at some comparisons and, do some measurements, and then we'll do that writing sample. I'm looking forward to seeing how that nib reacts. Okay, so we're back with a comparison here. We've got the, and I always forget the number of this thing. Is it Q5, D5? Where is it? Ah, you know what? I forget. I'll put it up on the screen. You can see it's slightly smaller than this one. This is the N10, and it's pretty well similar in girth and similar in length. This is the N24, the wood version, and then you've got this other version. Similar pattern, by the way, in this red barrel, but I think a little more, it just pops so much better in this emerald N25. And this is the year of the rabbit. I think it's the, is it the N23? Yeah, the N23. So there you have it. Those are the pens capped. Okay, here are the pens uncapped and unposted. And by the way, it's the D5. So here it is. It's smaller than the D5. Smaller than this, well, this has got a huge number 8 nib. Then the N10, almost equivalent to the N25, bigger than the N23 and bigger than the A24. I forgot to mention this is the A24, the second version, if you will. Beautiful, just beautiful pens, must say. They've come a long way, Hongdian. So those are the pens uncapped and unposted. I will not do a comparison of the pens posted because the subject pen simply doesn't post. So there you have it. Next will be some measurements, and then we'll do a writing sample. Okay, so we're back for the writing sample. Now, what I wanted to mention, let me just move this, is that I also ordered a lemon. This is that lemon handmade or hand washed, forget now, medium nib that's got a little bit of a kind of an architect tip there that I've got in a couple of pens that I really, really like. So I said to myself, I don't like the nib on this thing. I've got this nib, and worst comes to worst, I can put this nib somewhere else. So I did want to mention that I did get it with another nib. The other thing is I got this from, what is it, 365-day stationery, I believe they're called. And he had it, there was a wrench that came with it. So that's always a nice touch. And he also added this this tool, which I believe is a tool to just open up their tines in case the tines are a little too tight and you want to get a thicker line. So this is a nice tool, nice tool. Okay, now in terms of the ink, I'm going to go with Hero Dark Green, which is this one here that I just I got a bunch of Hero inks. Take a look at my recaps in the last couple of weeks, or in the weeks of March, and you'll find them all there. And here it is. I think it's going to be a nice match. So we're going to do Hero Dark Green. I wanted to go with blackish Hongdian blackish green, but take a look at it. Blackish green, although it comes out nice and green in the writing, I think it's a little too dark. So I opted for the Hero. Okay, so there we have it. So let's see what this baby does. First of all, just to let you know, it is so comfortable, very, very comfortable. Okay, so oh, I forgot to mention, the paper is Bachuan paper. It's referred to as the Chinese Tomoe River paper. Now, I have my funny suspicions that it is in fact Tomoe River Sanson, but I get contradictory reports when I look it up. It's referred to as batch 1. I've reviewed it in my recap for March the 30th. Take a look at that, where I've done some swatching. I find it just as it's a Toma River with a little bit of grit, so it's essentially Sanson in my view. So Hongdian N25, Year of the Snake. Emerald. Emerald green. Wow, got ink all over my finger there. The nib is the Hongdian limited edition, branded, if you will. Number 6, steel. And the ink is Hero dark green. And we'll add the paper. Is the batch 1 from China. Now, let's take a look at this nib. First of all, it does have some bounce. And for fine, whoa, sorry about that, very wet. So it's very wet and bouncy. Not as bouncy as the D5, but bouncy. Very wet, very smooth. And as you can see, very constant. What I mean by that is, for those of you who have just joined me, what I mean by very constant, there's no skips, you know, no hard starts. It's writes very nice, and that feed follows just perfectly well. Reverse writing. Yeah, you can get away with it. A little scratchy, but gives you probably an extra fine line. Very nice fine nib, I gotta tell you, very nice. Let's look at the likes and the dislikes. Well, the likes, I love the design of this pen. I love the materials used. Especially that clear barrel that goes through and with the engraving, very nice. I love the trimmings. The build quality is just, you know, Hongdian-like. Excellent. Love the nib. And dislikes, I have no dislikes, but I have to be objective. It would be the fact that you can't post. Oh, I love the fact that it's a piston. And by the way, that piston worked really nice when I turn it. No, you know, sometimes I get these expensive Italian pens and I'm with piston and I have to struggle to get it going, you know. Instead, this one, not a problem. Not a problem whatsoever. So no posting could be a downside for some people. In terms of, is this a go-to pen? By that I mean every day, absolutely, 10 on 10. I would not hesitate to use this pen for long writing sessions or on an everyday basis. Very elegant, by the way. It is over the top, but I wouldn't hesitate to use this, even in a boardroom setting. but that's just me. Value? It's, I just looked it up. It's 53, so it's $54 Canadian, which is what, roughly 40, 35, roughly 35 US. So that's Canadian. I think that's a good value. And that's $54 on Amazon. There you have it. I recommend this pen. Very, very nice. Very nice. I've got to tell you, absolutely, absolutely a big surprise. Sometimes you get a pen and you're extremely disappointed in. I ordered the Admok 28 recently. I just barely touched on it during my March 30th recap. And, what a disappointment that pen was. This thing, I was just under the impression that it would just be a nothing wow, but it is wow. In my view, it is wow. So there you have it. Now let me just cut. There you have it, folks. I really love the pen, to the point that I don't think I'm going to change that nib. It is a little too fine for my taste, but it's got a little bit of a bounce. So, why not? And if I get fed up with that nib, I can always change it with the lemon nib and see what gives. In fact, you know what? Give me a second. I'm going to switch it. I'm just going to show you what that lemon nib can do. Just 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. Little bonus. Why not? Let's see what that other nib does. Here it is. Notice it doesn't fit as deeply as its its original nib. In fact, let me just see if I could push it down just a little more. Okay, I think I've got it now. Here we go. So this is the Hongdian. Wow. N25, Year of the Snake. But the nib is a lemon. I think they call it hand washed. I don't know why, but medium. So it's got kind of a architect grind. Smooth. I love this nib. I gotta tell you. I mean, you won't get too much variety, so you can't knock Bach and Yowo, but if I have to get a nib, it's much cheaper. I'd get this one. I really would. That's the comparison. You can see, let me just, same paper. You can see in terms of the line difference there. It's a much thicker line. There you go. But very, very nice. So, you know what? Maybe I might leave that nib there. And I'll just add it to my, I think I'm going to add it to my mix for the week. There you go. There you go. Just a little bit of an extra there, as they say. So thank you very much. Beautiful pen. The Hongdian N25, Year of the Snake. Recommend it. I think it's a nice pen. Good value for $53. Those are the going prices these days for Chinese pens. Hope you enjoyed that review. Take care of yourselves. Please subscribe if you haven't. Thumbs up if you like it. Well, thumbs down. Let me know why. And enjoy your pens. Have lots of fountain pen therapy. Ciao.